Welcome back, everyone, to Recruiting Thursday here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Jack Ridenour with you all today, and I'm joined with current football player for Greensburg Central Catholic and recent Williams College football commit, Nate Dlugos. Nate, really glad that you could join us today. Thanks so much. Congratulations on the commitment. I mean, how excited were you to make this decision and finally get this weight off your shoulder a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great. It's the recruiting process can definitely be stressful at times, and football is meant to just have fun. So when I was talking with Williams and just like their football, the school, the academics, it all just came together in place and felt great to commit. And I feel like now I just, I'm out there having fun playing with my buddies that I played with, forever. So it feels great.
Well, that's awesome. And like you said, you get to go out and just play kind of freely with your friends and kind of get back to the basics in that way. And it probably, like I said, big weight off your shoulder. But I want to hear what drew you into Williams. I mean, what was it that kind of captivated you and drew you into not only the school, but the program as well?
Yeah. So actually, my brother, Zach, he goes to Amherst College, which is their rival. And he's the one who kind of introduced me to it. And then I kind of liked Williams, but then I had a coach reach out to me from there. I filled out a questionnaire and they really started recruiting me hard. Probably they were one of the first schools to reach out to me. And then I got a chance to go up and visit the campus. It's beautiful. It's not it's a little more rural, but that's more my setting. And then academically, you just can't beat it. It's one of the top liberal art colleges, in the country and the world. And when they offered me support through the admissions to play football there, I knew I couldn't pass up that opportunity to play against my brother in a rivalry and go to a top academic school. So, yeah.
So I have to ask, has that been talked much about around your family, the soon-to-be rivalry that will be within the family?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about it a lot. So I know we're all excited. I know my family's trying to plan everybody coming up for the big game, when we play each other. And Zach's already having a little trash talk, but I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Are your parents going to get one of those half jerseys where it's half Amherst, half Williams? You need to get one of those for your parents.
That's what I was telling them, to get a hoodie or something and cut it in half or whatever,
Absolutely. Yeah. Show their allegiance to both sides. But I want to get into just how you got into football and what got you interested in the sport. So, I mean, when did you start playing and how did that kind of all come about?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been playing football as long as I can remember. I mean, I think I started flag football when I went to Queen of Angels Catholic School, a little school in Irwin. And we had our little flag football league right in North Huntington. And I was always playing with my brothers, playing in the backyard. I mean, it runs in my family. I had, my grandpa played at Miami and Edinburgh, and my dad played at Harvard and his siblings played at Princeton, Bucknell. So I guess it's just always been in the family. It's been so easy for me to love it. I think to me, it brings people together, brings my family together. We've always just been around football. So I've always loved it.
So when did you want to take this seriously and really push for a collegiate career?
Yeah. I think I always knew deep down that I wanted to play college football, but I didn't really start working hard and doing off-season training probably until around the end of middle school, 7th and 8th grade. I always looked up to my brother and I saw how hard he worked. And once he started getting into lifting and training and everything, then I just kind of jumped on with him and started doing everything with him. We would lift in the basement together. We'd run up and down our driveway, do hill sprints, and it just took off from there.
Well, I'm glad that you've been talking about your siblings and as well as your cousin, because I know that they've been a big part of your football career, obviously sharing the field with them for many years and even this year as well. How much has that meant to you in your football career, being able to share the field with your family, but also just having other people there to push you even in, workouts or lifting, like you said, in the basement, whatever it been? How has that been able to help kind of, develop you as a football player?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd be the football player I am today if it wasn't for my siblings. Zach pushed me from the start. I always looked up to him and his work ethic. I always wanted to be great, just like him. And then being able to play alongside of him when I was a freshman and sophomore was one of the coolest feelings ever. And now that I'm then in my junior year last year, playing alongside Danny and Nikki was awesome. And then this year with Nikki, I play cornerback on defense and he's the outside linebacker right beside me. And when we play right next to each other, you can't beat that feeling. It makes me want to play hard for him and he plays hard for me. So it's my family has definitely like shaped me to be the football player I am. And it makes me want to play hard for them.
Now, have you found yourself maybe borrowing or taking some things that the others will do and applying that to your game?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we all have our own different styles of playing. I know my oldest brother was just tough, hard nosed. I like to think of myself more skilled and athletic. And I think my brother Nicky's a mix between us, and Danny was the real strong and tough guy who like held the team together. So when I see like all of my relatives, I like try to like put myself in all of their shoes and take the best of all of us to be the best football player I can be.
Well, I think it's great that you've got kind of that support system at home and also those others to push you, and they're doing it right alongside you, right? I mean, I think that makes you better, it makes them better, and as a result, makes the team better, and you guys can grow together. But I know that, last year was a strong season for you guys, but ultimately, going into the playoffs, tragedy strikes. You have 2 coaches that pass away unexpectedly, and then you also have 5 starters that weren't able to play in the postseason as well. So a lot of adversity you guys had to face, but I want to hear, how did you guys get through that? I mean, what did it take, and what was it that got you guys through that really tough period towards the end of last season?
Yeah, we knew going into the playoffs, we'd have guys that'd be ineligible because of the transfer rules, but with our coaches passing away, I don't know how you prepare for that. And really you couldn't. But at the end of the day, like it brought our team together. It was something that through a struggle like that, I think that it brings your team even closer. And when that all happened, we were all devastated, but we rallied around each other, and Coach Marco just, he was strong. He was our strong leader and continued to push us and make sure we finished out the season as the coaches who passed away would want us to.
Well, I'm glad you bring up Coach Marco, because I know he's been a huge part of the program, especially in recent memory. How much of an impact has he had on not only you as a player, but also the whole team? And just how have you seen the program change since he's taken over?
Yeah, he was. I couldn't be more thankful for Coach Marco to come in my senior year. He's helped me so much with the recruiting process. He's helped us as a team all gel together. He ships us away to our football camp and takes our phones. And as a teenager right now, you don't want to get your phone taken away, but man, camp with him is the best. It forces you to bond with the team. He always, he does what's best for us. And at the end of the day, like, I couldn't be more thankful for Coach Marco to be our coach and for us to for him to do what he does for us.
Well, I'm sure he was very helpful in a little bit of the transition you went through last year and even into this year. Started last year as a quarterback, and now you've kind of worked into becoming a wide receiver. So what was that like, just learning the playbook from another position, but then also just adjusting to a totally different position?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I've always played quarterback my whole life, but, I've always also been like one of the better athletes on the team. So transitioning to receiver wasn't that tough for me, especially being the quarterback. I know the plays already, so I knew what I was doing and I could read a defense. So it wasn't too bad, but yeah, when Coach Marco helped me transition to receiver, I think it helped the team, it helped me. And in the end, that's what I'm recruited to go to college as. So it worked out perfectly.
I think that is again, that's another big thing and it speaks volume to how Coach Marco has been. And also as you as a player being able to accept those adjustments. I think a lot of the times you'll see players that want to fight that change. And as a result, that affects their recruitment, whatever it might be. And you being able to embrace that, I think that again speaks volume to you as a player. But I want to get into this week because you've got a big matchup against Claritin. Obviously you guys want to, continue the strong start you've had in conference play early on. What all have you been focusing on this week in practice to get ready for this matchup against Claritin?
Yeah. Yeah. So we know how big of a game this is, and we've been itching for it to come. Coach Marco actually has the number 1998 plastered all around our locker room, because that's the last time that we beat them. And we always look at it, and everybody on the team, there's definitely a different feeling like going around at practice. Everyone's a lot more focused. we're locked in and ready to go. Cause I think this is the year. We think we know we have what it takes to take them down. We just have to play to the best of our abilities. So.
Well, Nate, it should be a very, very good one this upcoming Friday. Really appreciate you joining us today. Before I let you run, one final question. I just want to hear, what are you most excited for when you head off to college? Doesn't have to be football related, can be anything, but what are you most excited for when you head off to college?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm excited just for, like, I guess the big picture. I mean, I know school is going to be challenging, but I'm excited for the challenge. I think I can do really well there. And obviously I'm excited for the football season part of it. And definitely the big rivalry to play my brother in Amherst. I think that'll be awesome. So, yeah.
Well, a lot of exciting things going around the Dlugos family for sure, especially next fall when you guys have a little brother battle. So that'll be a lot of fun. But Nate, good luck the rest of the season. Good luck the rest of your senior year. And would love to have you back on down the road. And also would love to catch you guys in action, obviously, this year. Thanks again for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.